Hello friends, very good evening. Hope you're all well and staying safe indoors. So in this video, uh, we'll try to do a bit of an analysis on the future of China. Uh, anyway, we are in India, but it's always good to have a global perspective. Now we have been receiving reports from WHO that China has been very successful in flattening the COVID-19 cases. The number of cases getting reported on a daily basis is very less as compared to US and Italy and other countries. And they also have big plans of opening up the economy very soon. So this is really true, and is really China moving fast, and will they overtake everyone from the economy perspective? This video will try to analyze that. Okay, so you can see in my screen the horoscope. In my view, this could be the horoscope of China. It's a very debatable and controversial area. For an individual, it is very straightforward to fix the horoscope. The reason is we know the date of birth, we know the birth time, and we know the birthplace. But for a nation, it's very difficult to determine the birth date and time. Let's take China and India. They've been there for 5,000 years. So what could be the right horoscope for a country? That is debatable. So I've done my fair share of research on that, and in my view, this could be the horoscope of China. Right. If you look at the horoscope, China is a Capricorn ascendant, and it is ruled by Saturn. Saturn. So it's labor, manual, hard work. So Chinese are very, very hardworking, laborious people. Right. Now, if you look at Saturn is placed in the 8th house. 8th house is all about secrecy, undercover operations, all those aspects, right? Things which are hidden to the ground, beneath the ground, underground activity. All those things are secrecy, occult science, everything. It comes under 8th house. So people have a lot of questions on China. Are they in a secret operation or an undercover operation? That is their nature. Right. Now look at the placements of planets for China. In the ascendant we have Moon, 3rd house is Rahu, 7th house is Mars, 8th house we said it's Saturn, 9th house is Mercury, which is retrograde, Sun, Ketu, 10th house is Venus, 12th house is Jupiter. Alright. Now, we all know that the period from 2000 October till 2019, this 19 years period or 18 years period briefly, we say that China rose to power economically. What could be the reason for that? Right? Their industries flourished. They virtually took control of the entire globe. And they have been competing very heavily with the US and other European nations. They are an emerging, so they are actually a superpower now. What could be the reason behind that? Right. The first positive area for China was they were running through the Mahadasha of Saturn. Saturn is the Lagna Lord and the second Lord. Second Lord denotes wealth. So, it's a very basic element in any horoscope that if a person is going through the Dasha of the Lagna Lord, it will bestow him with greatness. It won't bring him down, but at least it will try to lift that person up. And here Saturn, even though it's placed in the 8th house, it is getting the benefic aspect of Jupiter to its 9th aspect, and so Saturn aspects the 2nd house as well. So indirectly the 2nd house gets the positive aspect of Saturn. That's one beneficial point. Second point is Saturn is under the nakshatra of Venus. Venus is the 10th lord and it is placed in the 10th house. 10th house is all about industry, jobs, career, all those things. So the business environment in China is actually determined by Venus, and Saturn resides in the nakshatra of Venus. So if Venus is well placed, Saturn will do extremely good. And that's the reason throughout that 18 years period, if you look at holistically, China had a dream run. So that period is over. Now they are currently entered the Buddhan Mahadasha phase. That's Mercury Mahadasha. So how will this Dasha of 17 years be for China? That could be a question. So if we could analyze from that perspective, it's basically 50-50. Without even opening the horoscope, we can say it's 50-50. The reason is Mercury is the lord of the 6th and the lord of the 9th house. 6th house in astrology is a Dursthana, deaths, diseases and enemies. 6th house represents deaths, diseases and enemies. Now you can correlate what is happening now. Second, the 9th house is all about luck and fortune. Right? Look at Mercury. Mercury is placed in the 9th house. So it is not placed, even though it is a lot of the 6th and 9th house, its major focus is on the 9th house. But nevertheless, it will have the role of 6th house also at some point of time. But the issue is that Mercury is retrograde. That's not a good sign. A planet which is favorable to an ascendant, if it is retrograde, it will not bestow with the full results. That's the first issue with Mercury. It is retrograde. Second, it is with Rahu and Ketu. These are malefics. Right? I told in the earlier video what the kind of havoc Rahu and Ketu are actually playing. So if it is entangled with Rahu and Ketu, you will not get the full benefit of that matters. Right? So first issue is Mercury is retrograde. Second is it is under the clutches of Rahu and Ketu. Third, the most important point, Mercury is under the nakshatra of Moon. For a Capricorn ascendant, Moon is Maraka Adhipati, the 7th house lord, which means 7th house is all about your opposite. So nations opposite to you. So, and it's a Maraka Adhipati. It is, and Moon and Mercury are deadly enemies by their very nature. And there are a lot of mythological stories about that. Like Moon is the mother and Mercury is the son. So these two don't get along with each other. Mercury hates Moon. So if Mercury is sitting in the nakshatra of Moon, you are not going to get the results of the 9th house completely. Partially you will get, but it's going to be a long struggle for them. Hold on. Apart from that, if you look at the current planetary transits, China is under Janma Shani. Right? Saturn is currently in Capricorn. So China is currently under Janma Shani, right from Jan 24 onwards, and that's the reason all these issues are actually happening. Alright? Now, look at the time frame from 2020 April to 2020 September. So currently China is under the Buddhan Mahadasha. Under that, the first Buddhi is Buddhan Buddhi, which is from 2019 October till 2022 March. If you look at the Andaram for that, it's a brief 6 months period. It's a very positive period for China, and this is exactly where they are trying to open up. Remember, it is Venus, right? Venus is a Yoga Karaka planet for Capricorn ascendant, and this is exactly the time period where they are trying to open up. 4th of April till 2020 September, you can say till end of August. That will be a good period, reasonably good period for China, right? But holistically, if you look at this 2.5 years period, they are under the control of Shani, and it's Janma Shani, and the fight for China is far from over. So whatever relief they're getting right now for the period of, from April to August, just for a very brief period. Lot of challenges are in line. They have to face a lot of challenges now. And this is from a Janma Shani perspective. And if you look at the entire dasha for China, it is not a very favorable dasha for China. They will not get the full benefit of the 9th house because Mercury being retrograde under the clutches of Rahu and Ketu, and more so it is under the influence of Moon. Moon is the Marka Adhipati for the Capricorn ascendant. Moon and Mercury, they don't get along each other also. So in a nutshell, I can conclude saying that they will have a decent run, but it is going to come with a lot of challenges, especially from the other nations, because 7th house represents other nations, and Moon, since Mercury is in the nakshatra of Moon, they will be subject to lot of pressure from the other nations as well. So it's not going to be an easy ride. So it's not that they are going to control the entire economy. It's not going to happen as many people think. It's going to be a challenge for China. And the fight is far from over. Thank you so much.